Hello, welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
All right, so this is the first official episode of 2025.
Yep.
We were going to start off with our new miniseries, but we figured let's start off. It's actually really my choice because, birthday weekend.
Yep.
So we made the decision to look into one of my ultimate groups, and we're going to look into Monsta X today.
Yep.
If you've never heard of Monsta X, I'd be very, very surprised. But just a little information about them. So Monsta X is a South Korean boy group under Starship Entertainment. They were formed in 2015, so right at the beginning of third gen.
Oh yeah.
From our survival show No Mercy. The members of Monsta X include Shonu, who's the leader, main dancer, lead vocalist, and my bias is actually my old.
Yeah.
Wonho, the lead dancer, lead vocalist, and my original bias wrecker. Hyun, main vocalist, Minhyuk, vocalist, Hyungwon, lead dancer, center, and visual. Ju-honey, formerly known as Ju-hun. He's the main rapper. He's my current wrecker and your wrecker.
Yeah.
And then I am, who is the lead rapper and the maknae, and he's also your bias.
Yes.
So while they did debut as a 7-member group, Wonho willingly left the group following a scandal in 2019. Since then, Wonho has re-debuted under Highline Entertainment as a soloist, which is a subsidiary of Starship Entertainment. Right. One thing that I do want to touch on before we continue is, one, we don't know what the scandal was.
No, we don't.
We've heard it was money laundering, it was drugs, a whole bunch of stuff.
Could have been anything.
Could have been anything. Yeah. But a lot of rumors that are going around, which is wild that to this day they're still going around, is that Monsta X abandoned Wonho.
No, they did not.
Which is not the case. Wonho literally wrote a letter basically saying that he's taking full responsibility for what is happening and does not want his members to be involved. Yeah. So he willingly left the group. Yeah. And I'm sure there's some things with his contract with Highline where he's not supposed to be seen with the members. Right. But we know that they've attended weddings together. There's that one video of him making the snow ducks outside. Yeah. And I think it was Hyungwon who filmed it. Yeah. But that's a big thing that a lot of people, new and old weenies, will say is that, he was abandoned by his group. And it's like, that's not what happened.
Yeah, it's not true.
He actually decided to leave to protect the group from what was going on. And again, we don't know what the controversy was. There's been so many speculations. All that matters is that he was cleared of all charges and he was able to come back. Yeah. Officially, Monsta X only features one subunit, which is Shonu and Hyungwon. Yeah. And then they have 2 official solo projects in Ju-honey and I Am. Now, while other members have dabbled in stuff, they haven't done official stuff, but they've released other mixtapes such as Minhyuk's Ong Shimmy. Oh, yeah. And Hyungwon's solo version of Wildfire. I know Ong Shimmy is a big favorite of your husband's.
Yeah, he went ham, but also he was 10 shots in.
Yeah. But that's a drinking song, though.
It really was, but even before, when they started their solo stages, I don't think even Minhyuk was the first one. Who was the first one?
I think it was Hyungwon.
Yeah, it was Hyungwon, and that's one of his favorite as well. Yeah. But he never heard of Oshimi, but once he performed that, he was all in and everything.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of Ong Shimmy until we saw it. Yeah. Because technically it's not an official solo, whereas Ju-honey and I Am actually have solo
albums coming out and everything.
Yeah. So on top of their talents as idols, Monsta X has also dipped their toes into many other projects. Yeah. They are a self-producing group. Most of their songs are written by Ju-honey, Hyungwon, and I Am. Both Shonu and Hyungwon have appeared in dramas. Shonu was in a horror drama, which is funny because he's the biggest scaredy cat of the group. And then Hyungwon's been in quite a few, but his most recent one was, I'm going to mispronounce this, but it was Si Yodelmart, which is about a disbanded boy group that end up inheriting Mini Mart. Oh. And they have to work together to do it. Cute. It was actually really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm not the biggest Hyungwon fan, but he played a fashion blogger. Oh. Okay. Who was using his power as a fashion blogger to
get more customers in or something.
Yeah, because he learned how to do salt fish and do stuff like that.
Okay.
He did that right before his enlistment. And then Hyungwon actually has a career as a DJ as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I had no idea about until I saw their We Are Here tour. which I have on DVD.
Okay.
His stage name is DJ H1, and he's actually pretty good.
Oh, good to know. Good to know.
Monsta X also holds a lot of titles
Yep.
that I think a lot of people think other groups that shall not be named hold. But Monsta X is the first ever K-pop group to perform at iHeart's Jingle Ball Tour.
Yeah.
Wonho was actually the first K-pop soloist to ever perform, which we actually just saw him last month.
Yeah.
They are the first ever K-pop group to not have one, but two complete albums, completely in English.
Yes.
Which, funny marketing tactic that their first album was called All About Love and released here in America on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And there's not a single romance song on that album. It is all about
heartbreak, cheating,
and other things. There's literally songs about, hey, your boyfriend's not here, give me a call. And this is kind of a cool fact for me because it's two of my roles coming together. They're actually the first ever K-pop guests to appear and perform on the Kelly Clarkson show. And
Kelly Clarkson in Texas, huge deal. Yeah. Huge deal.
Since their debut, they have enjoyed 23 music shows. Music show wins, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Which include Dramarama, Jealousy, Shootout, Alligator, Follow, Fantasia, Love Killer, Rush Hour, Love, and Beautiful Lie. I'm actually kind of surprised that Gambler didn't win. But I can't remember.
Was that during or before or after COVID?
That was before, because it was before Show New Enlisted.
It could be just charts-wise, other bigger groups.
I'm trying to think of what was going on at that time.
Probably like the bigger three, like any SM, JYP, YG. So that's what I assume is that if your group doesn't win, it's some bigger name group that's overshadowing. Yeah, album sales-wise.
Most of those songs were actually written by Honey. They also won the Daesung Award in 2020 at the Asian Music Awards. And it's kind of funny, as I was doing research for this, I knew that they had done some collaborations, but they have done collaborations with the most random artists.
Yeah, when you were working on the list and you were naming them out, I was like, who and what?
Yeah, so they have a song with Mamamoo Wien called X-Girl. Probably their most popular collaboration is with Steve Aoki. They have a song with Pitbull, which was on All About Love. French Montana,
which is probably more well known on the English album, I believe. Yeah.
I apologize for mispronouncing this name, but they also have a Spanish track with Sebastian Yatara.
Okay.
This is a really funny one. They have one with Snoop Dogg, which is actually from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie soundtrack.
Random, you guys, random. But Snoop Dogg is very, I wouldn't say very kid-friendly, but he loves anything kid-related stuff, though. Yeah.
And then their most recent one would be with Little John and Playing Skills. They did Swing for the World Series, the theme for the World Series.
Which is hilarious, again, because Little John. And Monsta X.
Yeah, it's wild. So that's just some random information. As you guys know, Monsta X is actually my favorite group, favorite boy group.
Yes.
Because I always say that, and everyone's like, well, what about Red Velvet? Favorite boy group.
Yeah.
I own every single album.
Kept up with everything.
Yeah. And it's actually kind of funny because you're the one who introduced me to them.
Yeah, I know, because I finally was like, you don't like any of these poppy ones, right? And then suddenly it's like, okay, well, how about this one? Like, you don't like 17, because at the time, during their debut time, they were doing the cutesy with the Adore You, Preview, all that stuff. So I was like, well, what about this? So...
but it's kind of funny because you introduced me and I went way harder on them than you did.
Yeah, I know. He like shoot off, like trajectory. Shoot.
Yeah, pretty much. Like... And I'm glad you brought up 17 because we mentioned it in our 17 episodes that Monsta X and 17 debuted right around the same time.
And they're best friends.
Yeah. And, but Monsta X is definitely the darker concept as far as that goes.
Yeah, pretty much. There's always that meme that's like the cutesy pastel colors. 17 dark and emo, Monsta X.
So like with all of our videos, we're going to start with their debut. So we're going to do a couple of songs. Some of them will be early with Wonho, and then you'll notice that Wonho will leave.
But we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it, yeah.
We'll talk about it.
I actually, fun fact, got into Monsta X. My first comeback was actually Follow. And so...
dun, dun, dun.
And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, by the way, Wonho's left. And I'm like, what
do you mean?
Yeah. And it didn't help that he was my bias wrecker from the beginning, too.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
And I think they introduced the members in the beginning.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, he a G. Oh my gosh, I love the choreography from this whole dance though. It's so good and great for a debut group. God.
The video is cute. Looks like he does not belong.
He was literally there being the little brother, and he got tricked into it.
And I don't know if you know this because I haven't seen No Mercy, but they hated I Am when he first came in.
Oh, really?
Because they made really good friends with one of the guys, and he got eliminated.
Oh,
and then I Am got brought in halfway through the competition.
Terrible. Hey, it worked out, but
also for those of you who are weenies, look how small Wonho is in this. Like he's still beefy, but like, nothing compared to today.
Wow! Oh, stop! There's a hole. Jesus. I still love how goofy they are.
Oh yeah.
Not taking this seriously, being criminals.
Well, and think about the fact that this is before we knew Jew Honey was not even evil. Of course.
From The Office. Oh my god.
Monsta X boys on the way, man. Get out the way,
Again, he doesn't belong.
He does not belong. He's literally there for the ride. Where they somehow like just pick him off the street. Like, fit in. We need more bodies.
Probably, and I Am was only like 18 when this came out too.
I keep forgetting how young I Am is in general. Because I still think he's like, right now I'm still thinking he's like 32. You're like, no, he's like 26.
Yeah, he's 28. Yeah, he's 33.
Yeah.
He's 2 years younger than us.
I keep thinking that age gap is not that big.
I guess technically he's 22. He won't be 32. He won't be 33 until June.
Yeah.
And this is another one of those groups that they have not changed at all.
No, they don't.
Other than the fact that they're all bigger because they got out of the military.
Right. Like body mass, I'm sure it's bigger. But age-wise,
Wonho still has that baby face.
Yeah.
Jew Honey has not aged a day.
No, he hasn't.
I would say Minyak looks a little older, but I think it's also because he got bigger.
Yeah. I think even like a little bit of I Am, like he filled off that, you know, that teenage boy face. Yeah, being fat. Let's see, looks much smaller. Sanitary, sir.
It's okay. Such a good video.
Oh my gosh, I forgot how long ago that was, and then like, you know, they were scrawny.
Well, think about the fact that before they came out, like the typical male idol was like androgynous, very feminine almost.
The only group I think would be at the time that wouldn't fit that criteria would be, I guess, 2PM and Black. Right. I think those two are more of the quote unquote sexy idols concept. Yeah, because they, you know, they got abs, they're showing off, taking their shirts off, whatever. So,
which is wild to think that, because we think of so many idols out that are ripped and all that, and really we owe that to Wonho.
Yeah,
because he's really the one who broke that stereotype.
He did, yeah.
But I love that video. That's such a great video because as we continue, you'll see that they'll mature and they'll do like not as criminal activities.
Non-criminal activity, sure.
Which is really, again, kind of cool to think that the only other group that I can think of that was doing something similar at the time was BAP.
Yeah, that is very true. BAP, I guess a little BTS, but we never got to BTS, but like early debut, they were trying to be like in a gang type thing as well, so.
Also, I don't know if you know, but Shonu had absolutely no interest in being an idol.
Yeah.
He was actually a backup dancer for BoA, and kind of like how Lino was one for BTS.
Yeah.
And one of his friends is like, no, Starship is having a thing, so
try it out, yeah.
And then here he is being the leader of one of the most successful groups.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have said that he's considered to be one of the nicest and best leaders of any K-pop group.
That's really good.
Like, staff constantly praise him. Which I've also heard that Monsta X is considered to be one of the nicest groups ever.
Right.
But I think we can attest that to who their predecessors were, because they were basically raised by Sistar.
That is true. That's very true.
So this next one is actually what you introduced me to Monsta X.
Yes.
Which seems to be, it's either this song or it's Shootout.
Yeah.
That is always someone's introduction into Monsta X. And this was the video that your husband's groomsmen were going to do at your wedding before they dipped out at the last second.
I know, they were so lazy. But I mean, Monsta X was pretty much most of his guy friends' first K-pop concert. I'm glad it's Monsta X because they all fell in love. They pretty much scanned them, downloaded the whole album. It's hilarious.
So I actually, because of this video, I always thought Giovanni was a little chunky.
Oh, yeah?
Well, because he's got the cheeks. And then they always have him in, like, baggy clothes.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, I don't know if you know this, but Wonho is deathly terrified of heights. Like, there's videos of him, like, literally screaming and crying for his mom.
Yeah.
When they make him go up in, like, those...
The bungee jump things or whatever, yeah.
He's drugged out of his mind right now. They had to get a doctor's prescription for him to... And you can kind of see it as he dances.
That's crazy.
And I like how he still kind of had the bad boy vibe going. That shot right there instantly made Show Me My Bias. Because he doesn't look like, at the time, everyone had like the same haircut that Minya had.
Yeah.
Looked a little more feminine.
I think this is a lot easier to like differentiate it because of course, you know, Trespass, it's them literally running from the cops, right? But I think this one is like good, clear of like, ooh, this guy's cuter, ooh, that guy's cute. But also shows their dancing skills like fully. Those are shirts.
You know what this always reminds me of too? The We Bare Bears episode.
Yeah.
Which, if you guys did not know, the series finale of We Bare Bears was the most
excellent. Yeah. And then always the one running joke is, Wonho, is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he still has that baby feelings, yeah.
Well, this was 9 years ago, so he would have only been 19 at the time.
Oh, baby. Yeah, he definitely lost all those boyish features.
Yeah. He grew up.
He definitely did grow up, yeah. Ooh, fancy footwear. I was laughing back then when we were leading up to the Monsta X concert and even months after the Monsta X concert here in Fort Worth. Evan would play this at least once a day. Constantly. I'm like, okay, I know you love this song, but you gotta stop it. And he was like, I hope he's performing at the concert. I was like, there's no chance. There's no chance.
And they don't really do any songs that Wonho was part of except for they did Dramarama. I think they didn't do Shootout.
They didn't.
But I think they did like 2 of their songs. But I also know that Wonho wrote a lot of their songs.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
I also like, we'll see more, because we'll have that surprise at the end. But Wonho should not be able to move the way he is, considering how bulky he is.
Yeah.
And he moves so fluidly. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And to be able to keep up with Youngwon and Shonu, who are the other main dancers.
Yeah.
There's another group that filmed on top of that rooftop, and I can't remember who it was.
Can't tell you, man.
Because I remember seeing the rooftop, I'm like, that looks familiar.
I know it's not the specific rooftop, but I know Girls' Generation has performed on a live music show on top of like a helipad type.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I think it's like on top of like probably like a hospital or something. Yeah. So I wouldn't know like which specific one because I can't think of another group with this specific rooftop.
That is such a good song.
I love that.
All right, so that was Hero. That was, like I said, it's like everyone's introduction to Monsta X.
Yeah.
That or Shootout.
Yeah.
it's my introduction. It was Kevin's introduction.
Yeah. It's a good baseline of
It's
Monsta
definitely,
X,
because you don't really have like the criminal activity.
Slight judgments. No,
Yeah. It's definitely a step away from where they started.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an evolution almost, and that's what we'll continue seeing as Monsta X continues their journey. Because again, this is 2025 is their 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people thought they were not going to make it past 7 years because again, all the members are in their late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
And Show New enlisted, I think, right before the 7-year mark.
Yeah.
So everyone was like, "Oh my God, is he going to renew? What's going on?"
Yeah. Just don't know.
Right. So next, we're going to do Gambler. So we're going to jump forward quite a bit.
Yeah.
This is from their One of a Kind album. So we went from 9 years ago to 3 years ago now.
Yeah. Huge jump.
This is going to be the last official video that Show New shows up in because he enlists after this.
Yeah.
Which is wild to also think that he was on medical leave at this time because he had retinal surgery twice.
Okay.
So he didn't promote with the group.
Right.
Though there are videos of him like showing up to the dance practices and all that.
Yeah.
This also, we will no longer see Wonho because he left to come back. Come back before this. This is one of my favorite songs, and this is actually the song that they opened up with at the concert that we went to go see,
which was really, really cool.
But the cool thing is now we're going almost back to the roots because we're going back to criminal activity.
We love criminals. No, we shouldn't say that. No. Was this shot in New York?
It looks like it is. I don't know when they would have had time though.
I mean, what were you?
Oh, maybe when they were promoting All About Love.
Yeah, so the English albums. Oh my God, Rebels. Yellow.
So not this video, but the dance practice video is what made you Honey My Bias Record. Because I struggled after Wonho left.
Yeah.
Then I kind of went through all the members. I was like, okay, Diane, no, it's Kia.
Yeah,
no.
went around.
But this, the dance practice video to this is what solidified You Honey as my bias record.
Yeah.
I will say you can see that Young Juan has grown up a little bit because he's grown into his beat clips.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it seems like almost in general for all the members, they got sharper features now. Like, they've grown out that baby fat type thing around their faces. Yeah, see how it's shown. He still looks the same. You can tell from the jaw.
Yeah, his jaw.
Yeah.
But this is what Shoney started bulking up too.
Oh.
Because like you saw in Hero, he was leaner, but this is when he started putting on more muscle. Because he was getting ready for enlistment. I think he was also doing a vegan diet at that time, but it didn't work because the options in the military didn't really give him much. So
yeah. I do also like how this song is Monsta X's sound, but a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely mature if you're comparing to Trespass.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
Yeah. They're criminals, but they're classy criminals.
Yeah, this is very Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I love that line because you can't even make it Whisper Martini anymore.
Yeah.
So when you remember the junior theme we had to do?
Oh yeah.
So mine was on the evolution of James Bond.
Oh yeah.
And so like had to like learn what a Vesper Martini was and everything. Like the key ingredient they don't make anymore.
Oh look, I'm making deals.
It's when Minion didn't bias me while he was in Monsta X. He bias me when he was in the military. When he was doing those dances with the military.
Oh yeah.
Fast forward. That's what it was.
Fast forward. Yeah. Like far over that.
Him and it was JB. I think was the other.
I think it was. Yeah.
I'll wait till we're done with this before I say it.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you.
Yeah. Or just pull that move, just stab him in the eye. Yeah, they've grown so much.
When I'm trying to think, 3 years ago, so let's compare it to 17 again. So 3 years ago, 17 would have just come out with it wasn't Super, it was the comeback before that.
I think.
Is that Rock With You?
No, Super before that is not.
No, that was after.
Hot.
So
it'd be Sector 17.
No, that would have been after this. Yes, because Rush Hour came after this. So it would have been Rock With You.
Okay.
So again, compare concepts. Again, Monsta X is very much Ocean's 11, very criminal, and even with a mature sound.
Yeah.
Whereas Rock With You, even though it is a very dirty song if you listen to the lyrics, it's still a very cutesy concept.
Yeah. It's more of the 17 tone.
But it's more of like the boy next door kind of cute thing, where you see all the members into like different lights and stuff like that. So something that I want to point out, and it's something that really irritates me, is how is Lee Joo-honey not considered an all-kill?
Right.
Because first off, he writes most of their songs.
Yep.
He's an amazing dancer, amazing rapper, and as we can see, he's amazing vocalist. Because a lot of rappers can't sing.
That's true.
Like, not to be that person, but to compare like to Jungkook. Jungkook is an okay singer.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of his songs are very like they're almost ballady, or they're he raps them most of them.
Yeah.
Whereas Joo-honey is very vocally gifted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so it bothers me that I'm like, why is he not listed as an all kill? Because I would put him on the same level as Han.
Yeah.
Because that was a big thing on Kingdom when people found out that Han could sing.
Oh yeah, he can definitely sing. Yeah.
So that's my opinion. Because like Shonu can't rap.
Yeah.
I think it was Minhyuk who tried to rap at the concert, and he wasn't very good at it.
Oh yeah, he lost his breath in the middle of it. I had that clip of it. It was really funny.
I'm one of those. I just don't understand. So now we're going to shift gears, which I think this is actually a perfect transition, because we keep talking about how Monsta X matures with each album. Right. So we're going to switch over to more of a ballad. And I would say that this song's a little bit sadder.
Okay.
So we're going to do One Day. And I was actually mistaken. Shonu was actually in this video.
Okay. I mean, I've never seen this one. So
you've never seen this video?
No, I haven't. Heard the song. Haven't seen the video.
This is also so this is the title track from their second English album, The Dreaming, which was also featured in their movie. Which, if you guys have not seen, The Dreaming is a very good movie. I cried in movie theaters, and it takes a lot for me to cry.
It takes a lot.
But it was just one of those things of like, look what they've accomplished, you know. Yeah. I almost lost it at the concert too, but. You can already tell by the opening it's gonna be sad.
Don't like how they're smoking sign, man.
I think it's fog.
Oh, well, even worse.
And because this is more of a sad and ballad song, there's no rap verse.
Yeah.
So we get to see everyone's raw vocals.
Yeah, see like that? Yeah. That's really good.
I don't know why he's got a pager.
Yeah. Old school.
Do you recognize that top?
No.
That is the same top that Wonho wore in his debut video. And I think Joo-honey wears it in Beautiful Life.
Oh, cute.
Well, clearly it's a different size.
Wow, yeah, it's really...
This is like up here.
That's what I say. You could probably work it.
But I like the all-black concept, like, because it's supposed to be melancholy. It's very sad about losing somebody.
I do like how they're doing the interiors of it, too. Yeah.
This almost gives me ribbon vibes from Beast.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, yeah. I have a VHS, too. Okay, so it's not just pages.
They were all born in the 90s, so... It's a lot better than it's just... He's a fantastic vocal.
Yeah, definitely.
I think at one point we need to do a Monsta X solo video, because his solo was amazing.
Okay.
When I say I collect all of Monsta X, the only album I'm missing at the moment is IM's newest solo. I have every other solo, every Wonho, every Kian,
right,
Joo-honey,
all of it.
And I love that simplicity, harmonizing, and just humming.
Yeah.
God, they're all pretty.
Yeah. But yeah, vocally, it's beautiful.
And it's so different from what we've heard already. Because I know we had discussed maybe doing something from their first English album, but the problem is those are all dirty songs.
And we're just like, we shouldn't.
Yeah, so we figured let's showcase something more raw and all that.
Yeah.
I wish YouTube would allow us to do live performances because they did perform this song on Good Morning America.
Yeah, they did.
It was like their first day in the US before their US tour, and it's such a good song. So that's one day from their English album, The Dreaming. Again, fantastic song.
Yes.
Very short.
Yeah.
I feel like all the Monsta X songs are like really short. Like Juhani's voice. Again, I'm still. So now we're gonna move away from the show new era. He will have it listed at this point. So we're gonna move forward now. This is show new will no longer be in the next two videos. He enlisted at the time. Which I will say, as a mom baby, it's been difficult because everyone's going in at separate times.
Yeah, it's not back to back to back.
No, which I think we're going to get with 17 too, because Shonu enlisted, and then Minyak enlisted, and I think the day after Juhani enlisted is when Shonu got out. So it's difficult.
Oh yeah.
Bless you. All right, so. This is before I got into 17, and I don't know if you'll notice as a care, but a lot of the music video for Hot is almost shot-for-shot recreation of this music video. I'm sure they got permission from Monsta X and Starship to do it, but I think this album, the No Limit album, I think is their best album.
I believe so too, yeah. That's
no skips.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I'm a Shonu baby.
Yeah.
And some of their best albums are without him. Not like missing, like add something, but
right.
I didn't even mind Juhani's hair in this. He's got some bad hairstyles in this.
I'm minding it now.
Did you see that mullet?
I see Hoshi's mullet. It's fine.
It has scoops and super.
Yep, totally fine. At least the mullet's kind of tasteful, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that like 3 different colors?
Yeah. It's cohesive.
This live is so good when we saw that.
Oh, it's so good.
So I'm hoping that they're going to. I haven't seen their thing, the last one that they had, but I'm hoping that we'll get all of these songs redone with Shonu.
Oh, that was so cool.
Just because otherwise they're going to have how many songs to choose from.
Yeah.
It's hard not to do the little hand movements.
No, right? Just pitching for it.
I do it when I'm walking through the bus station and stuff, and the song comes on like this. I do it for you.
Oh no.
I'll say, I am is one of the only person that can get this.
Yeah. Look to enunciate without cutting the words short.
Yeah, too short. And also being able to stay the same. If Juhani's more of a rapid fight, whereas he's very like on the beat.
It's so distinct that like if you play a Monsta X down a song and you don't know which group it is, but because you're close to it, you're automatically like, oh yeah, that's Monsta X.
I think it was a Mama Awards that they did a couple of years ago. It was just him and King.
I think so, yeah.
And it was so good. This is this build right before this drop. It's such a good part, guys. also mostly, I think, I don't like black hair on Juhani. I like red or blue hair.
Like more color.
More color. He looks so good in red hair.
It's really good.
Which I just realized that I think it's like the third video that we've watched where he's had red hair, and it just looks so good.
It really does look good on him. It's almost like a natural thing for him.
So that was Rush Hour.
I think that's like my top fave Monsta X song.
Oh, easily. Again, I love Monsta X. I love all their albums, but that album on its own is...
There's no skips whatsoever.
No skips whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's something we'll have to do at one point. Maybe just have a listen party and just listen to that whole album. Because it's so good. Autobahn, No Mercy. Yeah, No Mercy is Keon's song.
Oh, it definitely is.
Or is it just called Mercy?
Oh. Are you mixing it up with like their survival
show?
Oh, no. Maybe just put No Mercy. Oh, no, put Mercy.
No, that's not what I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right, so we have 2 more videos. This is going to be the most recent comeback, not including Shonu and Young Ones.
Right.
Solo or Subunit. I don't think I can make it through that video because that is right after the military Shonu and Child.
Oh.
Whew! Let me just say that man's hands are so big that it covers all of Young One's face. Yeah.
So not appropriate is what I'm hearing.
Well, my reaction may not be appropriate. Most recent comeback, not including the Subunit, because Monsta X kind of stopped when Minyuk went into the military.
Yeah.
Because it was rapid fire after that. Everybody just laughed one at a time.
Yeah. You can only do so much.
Yeah. I knew this song was going to be amazing from that opening guitar riff.
Very rock.
Very. And this is also that more mature sound without the criminal activity.
Without criminal activity.
It's also a weird transition because we went from Rush Hour to Love, Shape of Love. And I will say this to the day I die, I do not think Love should have been the title track. I think Burning Up should have been the title track.
I agree with that.
But that was so mellow compared to this and Rush Hour.
Yeah. I know we just passed that part, but I do like how Ion's voice was kind of like rapping, but soft rapping, you know what I'm saying? It's not that staccato that we're so used to.
The very smooth.
Yeah, the very smooth one.
Ion's build here. Minyuk, I need you to stop. Like, the black looks good on him, the natural color, but I think he looks so much better in red.
Yeah.
See,
this is my favorite.
I just wish his solos were like these. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of his solo album.
Oh, you're not?
Not his new solo album.
Oh, you like the first one?
Like
the Howling one or whatever?
It's Duality.
Yeah, that one.
Because he's like rumbles in them now, and I'm not a fan. Again, Kian didn't fit in that bar.
He's the little brother.
Which is funny because he's the third oldest. Which I thought he was the second oldest, but apparently Minyuk is the second oldest.
Damn, he was old.
This is my favorite part.
All their rock verses are very good, honestly.
I was about to say, I will say one thing with Shonu leaving is that they seem to be giving the rap line more lines, which is great. But I think also Juhani wrote a lot of these songs, so he was like, oh, well, our main vocalist is gone, let's
fill in the gap. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar to when you have, like, you know, for them a 7-member group, B/Highlight, they used to have 6, and obviously when they got down to 4, the ones who usually don't have a lot of lines, they also have a bunch of lines, so...
Well, I will say, when you watched, I don't know if you saw the documentary that they did, The Dreaming.
Yeah.
But they mentioned how difficult it was to now have to work around the missing member, because they weren't allowed to say Wonho being gone, but like with Shonu leaving, like...
Had to rearrange everything. It's the same thing when,
This is a weird thing that I noticed during this time, where music videos will end, and they'll just have one member at the end, and then that's the next member to a list. So that is their most recent comeback. almost completely different from anything we've gotten from.
Right, yeah.
And you know me, I really enjoy more rock sounds. I'm very much a Dreamcatcher, Rolling Quartz, All Hours, and even like later BAP when they got into the more metal sound. So that, I think it encompasses, especially because when we go from Trespass, we go to Rush, which is where Hero's from.
Yeah.
And they have the Rush song. And and it's all of them fighting over a girl and all that.
You're just like...
and then we go to more of the sad songs and all that. I really enjoyed this. This sound. I hope we get it more when everyone gets back together.
That'd be so cool to see. Because then it's kind of like also those who are enlisting when they come back, see if they can fit into that sound as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I will also say I'm also glad that they dropped the lore with Monsta X.
Dude, I didn't know there was a lore. And I was just like...
You know, they're time travelers. Remember Dramarama where they have the watches that...
So that's why.
And if you watch the video for Find You, I think it is, which is very sad.
Okay.
It's about Young One losing his parents in a car crash, and all the guys come over to have like a sleepover to like cheer him up and all that, and he finds the watch in his dad's office.
Oh, okay.
And so he ends up like going back in time.
Like saving it or whatever. Okay. See, it's kind of like, you know, ATs. They're like, there's a lore. I'm like, I'm not going to keep up with that.
Yeah, I know. I want to say that they definitely got better about, they're like, let's just release music. Forget lore.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, that's a lot of work. It's like when BTS and TXT, they came out. It's a very hype thing to do.
Yeah.
Big hit thing to do is to come out with lores. And then I'm just like, no, just give me my old BTS back.
Yeah. We ain't got time to keep up with that. Especially with these older groups, because like, a lot of your fans are in like their 30s at this point. We ain't got time.
I know, right? Give us a 20-second TikTok and we're happy.
All right, so now, as a special treat, we're going to do Wonho.
Yes.
Because it's only right, because we're OT7.
Yeah, yes.
Just fair warning, this is,
What?
Yeah, there you go. That's the...
Oh, no. Wow. I forgot how this music video goes. Now I remember.
Yeah.
I'm glad Kiddo is not here.
But this, one thing I like about this video is, one, he's ridiculously ripped here.
Yeah.
Which he does lean out. He does... Not lean out, but he evens out a lot more after this.
Yeah.
But you get to see the fact that he's huge, but he can still move.
Yeah.
And this video broke the internet.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Right, look at that, 27 million views.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can even tell too. Look at all those muscles that he has.
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy how he can move very smoothly like that. See?
Yeah. And in combat boots too.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
That's very hard. That's a lot of constriction right there. Okay, I know I said constriction. You took off your shirt. You shouldn't do that, sir.
He's so much you can literally see Oh, see, there's that shirt that Shonen was wearing.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. Never noticed that before. But I mean, again, I don't really pay much attention to music videos that closely. What are they doing to the poor fans?
I also think it's funny that Wonho kind of debuted with a more mature sound.
Yeah.
Because this song is very dirty if you listen to it in English. It's very much like a one-night stand, let's have some freaky deaky. But after this, he kind of goes into cuter concepts. Because he had Blue and stuff like that. He has Ain't About You.
Yeah. Woo. That's funny though.
And then he does the sadder songs now, like with What Would You Do?
Yeah. I mean, that's his tactic, like marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Bring them in with the ass and the muscles and everything. And he was like, I gotcha. Look what else I can do.
I will also say something that I always tell people when I introduce them to Wonho is everyone expects him to be some deep bass baritone.
He's not.
And he's got this high voice. I think he's the highest singer outside of Keon and Monsta X.
Yeah.
And you don't expect it from someone his size.
I think it's the same thing as Becco.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he, like, when I first saw him, I was like, he's gonna have a low voice. No, he can hit them high notes, pull them out, and he's got muscles. I'm like, this ain't right.
Well, kind of like Huta as well.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a very deep voice either.
But also back then, he was very scrawny. He was the face, and I believe he also was the main dancer. I think that's what it was, or lead dancer at least. But
I will say, go back and look at pictures of Wonho before debut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like watching Son.
Yeah.
Small Son used to be.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ridiculously pretty.
He is pretty.
I also don't know if you noticed, but I found this out through some friends.
Okay.
From a group chat. Apparently, he recently had surgery to pull his ears back.
Did not know that. Is this that has insecurity or
probably? Which to me, that's his most attractive feature.
I was about to say I did notice something a little bit different, but I didn't want to say because I was like, well, I think it's just he just bulked up. He has more abs.
Well, I want to say that the way he looks now, because again, we just saw him a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's. I think he's a little rounder from being out of the military. Like, he's still very jacked, but he's not as lean as he was.
No, he has got to work that out.
But you can definitely tell because his ears normally stick out like this.
I know, usually sticks out like more. Yeah.
Which makes me sad because I think that was his most attractive feature, which I know is kind of weird to say, but...
But I'm sure it's just Korean standards, quote unquote, the face proportions and all that stuff.
Symmetry.
So, totally get that.
But that was Monsta X and Wonho.
Yes.
For us, they will always go hand in hand.
Always.
Like I mentioned on my bingo card, I would really like to see them collaborate this year because it is their 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
It will not happen.
But you never know. Maybe it's a cute little single or something, right? Yeah.
But hopefully that was a nice little introduction to maybe weenies that don't know that Wonho was part of a group, which I've actually found out is very common. Like, I've seen on Twitter that a lot of people don't realize he came from a group. But you gotta remember, he got famous from TikTok for that video.
You know what? It's probably comparing to, if y'all don't know about Monsta X and Wonho, right? TOP, it's Squid Games currently right now.
Right.
They don't know TOP used to be in Big Bang. And I was just like, how do you not know? But again, that's second gen. That's like 2007, 2008. So
I mean, we're in 5th gen. I don't know when we hit 5th gen, but
we're in 5th gen. Yeah, and some people really don't know. So now people are actually going back to old Big Bang videos. They're like, wow, he can rap and sing. I'm like, yes, he can.
This definitely will not be our last Monsta X video because we'll definitely whenever they have a comeback, we'll have to watch that.
Definitely, yeah.
Plus, I could talk about Monsta X
all day, every day.
All day, every day. Definitely Wonho. I think that might be something we should do is look more into his solo career.
That'd be cool, yeah.
But I think this was a good choice to start off our year with.
Yeah, definitely something that's familiar to us, someone who we love, but also maybe an intro to the old Monsta X when they're criminals.
Exactly. Plus, one of the things that we like to do here is to bring people into like the older stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, again, I can talk about them all day, every day. They're my old boy group. I've seen them live. I'm waiting for them again.
Yeah, you gotta cash in those floor seats.
I have 2 shelves of just Monsta X stuff at my apartment.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It is a lot, and I was literally just.
It's gotta keep growing though.
It is. Well, I'm missing their last fan meet. VT Cosmetics didn't have it, so it's just like
that's totally fine. That's totally fine.
But so that's our first official episode of 2025.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed it. Hope comment down below who your Monsta X bias is, or maybe if you're gonna go look into them more.
If you have a favorite song, let us know what's your favorite song. I mean, there's so many good songs by Monsta X. We can't obviously put them up because we had to do the trajectory of growth and all these things with Wonho, without Wonho, that sort of thing. So,
or maybe even let us know in the future what songs you would like us to cover.
Yeah.
Because as you notice, we didn't do anything from All About Love because that needs a parental guidance warning before we start.
For every single song.
And I mean, think about it. We didn't do Shootout. We didn't do Drama Rama, Jealousy.
And those are my absolute favorite. The moment Drama Rama came out on that concert, I legit cried, and my husband thought I went insane.
We didn't do Love, and not only that, but there's a lot of. They have great Japanese discography too.
They actually really do, and it's kind of weird that I always say how, like, when I'm into a K-pop group, I will not listen to Japanese singles, but that kind of broke it with 17. Then I broke it with Monsta X. Then I broke it with other groups, but that's only if it's not like a cover, you know, like direct translation type thing. I need like new ones, like Stray Kids as well with the Social Path thing. I need new songs.
I mean, X Phenomenon, Wanted, Living It Up, which a lot of people don't realize that Living It Up is actually a Japanese single.
Yeah.
Because it was on the One of a Kind album with Gambler.
Yeah.
Which I actually hate that version of it.
Because you're so used to the Japanese one.
Well, I'm used to the Japanese one, and because Wonho is featured on that track. And
so I guess it's before like that cutoff or whatever.
So I think Jew Honey is the one who replaces them. And don't get me wrong, I'm a Jew baby.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same.
Yeah. No, totally get that.
So hopefully we introduce you to a new world or reintroduce you to some old songs. Again, this will not be our first nor our last Monsta X episode.
We have a lot of groups also in general with retrospectives lined up as well. So like kind of almost a deep dive background story, that sort of thing too. So
and our next one will actually be an actual blind watch.
Yeah.
So I will be introducing Anne to a group that she is familiar-ish with versus which expect her to give me a lot of dirty looks because it's more of a cutesy group. And I've been pretty... but yeah, so like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, and follow us on Instagram, Wonderful Beauty, B2uty.
Yes. Wonderful_beauty. We'll try to post things on there.
Try to be active.
We're trying to do like guess what the next episode is. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Next time you see us, we will be separated again. I have to fly back home, so
I mean, you can just stay here. My parents already love you, so I mean,
I don't think my job or my cats would enjoy it.
Bring the cats in. They can deal with the dog.
Yeah, Lilo will destroy you.
All right, bye guys.
흥건해진 밤이 보내길 봐 우리 뿐인 party 걸리적거리는 윗도린 다리에 이 본능은 설레 나란 보는 설레 Let's get down with me 이거는 네거 맘대로만 봐 with it 난 흥이 좋지 실수들게 오늘 밤에서 평생 네 오지